Hi chemists, I just wanted to give you an example of a more difficult Stoich problem, one where the, that technique I showed you in class today is really important because, I mean, look at this. This is the complete combustion of ethane, and we've got coefficients for everything here, so it's really easy to mess this up, especially because that's 7 there. You don't get nice ratios with a 7, so yeah, I just wanted to show you how, I mean, rather than doing ratios, which some people do, but it just becomes so difficult, I just wanted to show you how it works with just the technique I showed you today. So, just as an example, let's say we had, I'm making this up at the moment, let's say we had, a mass of 24 grams of ethane, and we wanted to know how much oxygen we needed to completely combust. Okay, so there's our formula. 2C2H6 plus 7O2 becomes 4CO2 plus 6H2O. Alright, so again, first thing, we want to label whichever of our molecules is driving our equation. Okay, so whichever one we can tell the most about. In this case, it's our ethane. Okay, so ethane has a coefficient of 2, so let's divide everything right through by 2. Okay, remember that's going to tell us how many molecules of everything else we've got, or how many moles. Let's just go, whoops, that shouldn't have happened. Let's go back to black, there. Okay, so first thing we want to do is find out our number of moles of ethane. So always M over M. So we've got 24 grams, and C2 is 24, H6 is 30. Okay, so what's that? 4/5, so 0.8 of a mole. I think that's right. If I've made any mistakes here, I'm sure you guys will let me know. Yeah, I think that looks right. So C2 is 24 and 6. Yep, looks good to me. Okay, so we have 0.8 of a mole of ethane. So now we want to work out the mass of oxygen that we're going to require to combust that. So our number of moles of oxygen is going to be equal to our number of moles of C2H6 multiplied by our coefficient up here, 7 over 2. Okay, so we get 0.8 multiplied by 7 over 2. Okay, so just try to work this out on a calculator while I'm speaking to you. Bear with me, I probably should have done this earlier. Okay, so this is why I'll never be a professional film producer. 0.8 times 7 over 2. 2.8, I get. So we have 2.8 mole of O2. Alright, so we want to work out the mass of oxygen we require. So our mass is equal to Nm, so 2.8 multiplied by, now we've got the mass of O2 here. Okay, that's our molecule. So you don't need to include the coefficient when you're working out the mass of the molecule, but you do need to take into account how many atoms are in the molecule. So O2 is 2 oxygens, so that would weigh 32. So 2.8 times 32 gives us 89.6 grams. So if we have 24 grams of ethane, it requires 89.6 grams of oxygen to completely combust that. Okay, so you can see in this particular problem, this 7 over 2 would be a real nightmare if you were trying to do it with ratios. So just by highlighting whatever's driving your equation and then dividing right through by whatever that coefficient is, it just makes life much easier for you. So I hope you found that informative. If you need any more help, please let me know.